Now, good evening and welcome to the Friday Wave. It is the 28th day of the month of November 2025, and my name is Chemutai Kirui. My director tonight is Lucas Oma. Welcome to our bulletin tonight. And on our top story tonight, President William Ruto today toured Salga Center in Nakuru County, where he officially launched the upgrade of the Ngata-Roret-Njoro access roads to bitumen standards. Now addressing residents, the president assured that the ongoing expansion of the Naivasha-Nakuru highway into a 6-lane expressway remains on course. He further promised that the road network around the newly announced Afraha Stadium will be fully completed by the year 2027.
Ajali mingi. Hiyo barabara iko na msongamano mkubwa. Hiyo barabara imeleta hasara kwa biashara. Hiyo barabara imeleta matatizo mengi. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Na ilianza kuzungumziwa hiyo barabara miaka 20 iliyopita. Watu wa World Bank walimaliza mambo ya feasibility study miaka 10 iliyopita, lakini haikuweza kujengwa. Mimi nimesema kwa watu wa Nakuru, kwa sababu niliwaahidi juu chini, kulia na kushoto, mbele na nyuma, hiyo barabara nimekuja kuanzisha leo, na tutajenga, tutamaliza ndani ya mwaka 1.5. Nakuru hoye! Nakuru hoye! Hiyo barabara itatukarimu bilioni 170, na nimeweka contractors wawili. Moja anaanzia kule Rironi, mwingine anaanzia hapa Gilgil. Ndio hii barabara tumalize, ili ile tulikubaliana na nyinyi. Si tulikubaliana madaraka tarehe 1 mwezi wa 6 kwa mapenzi ya Mungu 2027, ile Madaraka Day tunafanya hapa Afraha Stadium hapa Nakuru. Nyinyi mnanielewa my friends? Nakuru hoye! Nakuru hoye! Na nimeambia hao makontrakta, hiyo barabara wakati tutakuja hapa mambo ya madaraka, hii barabara itakuwa imekamilika kutoka kule Rironi.
Now, President William Ruto has also today described the just concluded by-elections as a sweeping victory for the broad-based Kenya Kwanza coalition, saying that all 7 parliamentary seats were secured by candidates allied to his administration. Speaking during the launch of the Rironi-Mau Summit Road reconstruction, the president said the results reflect growing public confidence in the government's development agenda. He also criticized the opposition for what he termed as persistent politics of hate, personal attacks, and the absence of substantive national agenda.
Siniliwaambia watachelewa. Sasa sikulikuwa na uchaguzi mdogo jana Kenya. Sikulikuwa na uchaguzi mdogo jana Kenya. Kati ya wabunge 7 na seneta walipata hata moja. Walipata hata moja. Kutoka Mbere kwenda kule Magarini, kwenda kule Malava, kwenda kule Banisa, kwenda Baringo, kwenda mpaka Kasibul, mpaka kule Unguja, hakuna hata kiti moja walipata, kwa sababu ni watu hawana sera. Wananchi wamewatumia ilani, wamewatumia notice. Wasipotafuta sera ya kuambia hao wananchi 2027, tutawanyorosha asubuhi na mapema. Nyinyi mnanielewa mapema? Sasa ndugu zangu watu wa Nakuru, ndugu zangu, Ndugu zangu watu wa Nakuru, wacha mimi niwaulize. Sasa niwaulize, hata kama wewe uko na huruma kiasi gani, mtu agenda hana, maono hana, sera hana, mpango hana, huyo mtu utampatia nafasi, si atakuharibia nchi yako? Sio ni kutubeba ufala? Ama mnasemaje watu wa Nakuru? Ama mnasemaje? Mnasema tuendelee na kazi? Tuendelee na kazi? Wale majamaa wa ukabila na chuki na fitina, tuachane na wao? Ama mnasemaje? Wale majamaa agenda hawana, mpango hawana, sera hawana, agenda hawana, hata akili.
And now in Nakuru County, leaders rallied residents to throw their full support behind President William Ruto, emphasizing unity and continuity ahead of the 2027 elections. Governor Susan Kihika told crowds in Kuresoi North that Nakuru would remain firmly aligned with the president, while Woman Representative Lisa Chelule energized the gathering with chants of 2 terms. Now the leaders celebrated the broad-based coalition as a clean sweep of all 7 seats in the recent by-elections, terming it as a sign of growing national momentum behind the administration.
Lakini wacheni niwaulize kitu nyinyi watu wa Salga. Jana mumeona news? Mumeona kulikuwa na elections mahali? Muliona? Muliona kuna mzee alioshwa kuoshwa jana. Na huyo mzee amezoea kutembea na kiherehere mingi. Kumbe siku ilifika aoshwe kabisa. Nasikia hajaamuka leo, bado amevaa pajamas analia huko. Kwa hivyo sisi kama Nakuru County tuendelee kushikilia our excellency the president William Ruto ili aendelee kutufanyia kazi. Si ndio hiyo? Na sasa hii barabara ikikuja, kazi, vijana wetu kazi itapatikana. Na mnajua hata kwa hiyo affordable housing bado ni kazi inapatikana. Kujenga market, na hiyo market zikikuja, watu wangu wa mama wangu na wale wanauza kwa soko muwe na mahali pazuri pa kufanyia biashara. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa William Ruto, sisi kama Nakuru County tunasema asanti, na vile tunaweza rudisha mkono tu ni kukushikilia tena na tena ili uendelee. Harambe!
Market, na nataka kuunga mkono viongozi ameongea mbele yangu. Niseme asante sana rais, tuko pamoja na wewe, Mungu akubariki. Tunasemaje kwa rais? Tunasemaje kwa rais? Hebu tuone hiyo tutam. Na Mungu awabariki sana.
And elsewhere, the United Democratic Alliance Secretary General Hassan Omar has hailed the party's performance in the by-elections, insisting that the results clearly demonstrate that Kenyans have faith in the current administration. While addressing journalists at the UDA headquarters in Nairobi County, Omar said that the party remains dominant as it heads into the 2027 general elections. He warned that disciplinary action will be taken against any members who defy party positions, stating that internal unity is essential for sustaining national support.
Going to the social media and are constantly sabotaging the government's programs. You're asking for William Ruto to build stadiums and pay debt, some of you in the first 6 months of his administration. I have that pattern. Some of your media houses were asking William Ruto, Deni, Kenya is indebted. And you're wondering, is this man or woman who's asking this question sincere? So you need to exercise a bit of sincerity and have some philosophy that informs part of your critique.
And elsewhere, the Elections Observation Group, ILOG, has released its preliminary report on the recent concluded by-elections, noting that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) generally performed well despite isolated violence and challenges with electronic voter identification systems, while condemning improvements in administrative efficiency. ILOG called on the Commission and the National Police Service to act decisively where electoral laws are violated. The organization further urged stakeholders to intensify voter education and also to ensure greater transparency ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Seats were publicly verified and ballots were audibly called out. Disputes were recorded in 10% of polling stations observed, but most were resolved at the station level. Police officers were present in all polling stations when counting commenced.
IEBC must enforce strict compliance with assisted voting procedures, including the mandatory administration and documentation of the oath of secrecy in all applicable cases, and must take decisive corrective action against any official found to have facilitated.
And elsewhere, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) has declared Boyd Were as the winner of the Kasipul parliamentary by-elections. Were secured 16,819 votes, defeating his closest competitor Aroko by a wide margin. The win marks a decisive shift in the constituency's political landscape, with residents expressing optimism that their newly elected Member of Parliament will champion development and offer effective representation in Parliament.
We've come to the end of our tally, and these are our results of the tally. Abok Isaac Kiche, 201. Aroko Philip Nation, 8,476. Pure Robert Money, 519. Kotiende Sam Rateng Okoth, 72. Okelo Jesse Samson Owen, 55. Omondi Collins Okeo, 4,796. Ongondo Boyd Were, 16,000. 16,819. Ouma Jezime Linda Aoko, 26. Ouma Robert Ouko, 17. Oyo Ismail Omondi, 98. And therefore, the MP-elect is Honorable
And in Mbeere North, UDA's Leonard Wamuthende has officially been announced the winner of the parliamentary by-election after garnering 15,802 votes. He narrowly beat DP party candidate Newton Kariuki, who received 15,308 votes in a closely contested race. The tight outcome has highlighted shifting political loyalties in the region, with Wamuthende promising inclusive leadership and accelerated development in the region.
Returning officer hereby declares that Jero Leo Wamuthende of ID number 22020809 has been duly elected as the member of the National Assembly for Bere North constituency in the election held on 27th day of November 2025. The constituency returning officer, John Chemutai, of the indicated signature, dated this 28th day of November 2025.
I will be fair. I will discharge my duties without any discrimination. I will meet all my pledges. I remember mentioning on fair distribution of bursaries, a free secondary education for day scholars, and development, that is electricity, water, and also roads. I will remain committed to serving the people of Bere North, and more so to ensure the steps, you know, the commitments made, the progress made by the former member of National Assembly, whatever project that is underway, I will endeavor to complete it as I even start more projects. I thank everyone present here for burning the midnight oil to ensure this process is fair and free, and I look forward to serving residents of Bere North as their member of National Assembly. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And ODM candidate Harrison Kombe has secured the Magarini parliamentary seat in Kilifi County after obtaining 17,909 votes, more than double the tally of his closest rival Stanley Kenga of the DCP party, who managed 8,907 votes. The landslide victory strengthens ODM's presence along the coast, with Kombe pledging to prioritize education, food security, and economic empowerment for the people of Magarini.
Nataka tu niwaambie kwamba kama chama cha PA sisi tutashirikiana kwa hali na mali na wenzetu wa ODM na wengine wote wale ambao wanafikiria kama sisi kuhakikisha kwamba Mheshimiwa William Ruto anarudi kama rais tena 2027, na zaidi ya yote sisi kama PA pia tutashirikiana na vyama ODM huko mashinani kuhakikisha kwamba the broad based agenda ndani ya taifa letu inaweza kufanikiwa. Asanteni sana kila mtu, Mungu awabariki sana.
Asante Mheshimiwa Tungule. Nafikiri ameongelea PA. Kuna mtu wa UDA official? Hakuna. Basi wacha nichukue fursa hii basi. Kwa niaba wewe cheo yako ni kidogo. Wacheni tu niwaambie hivi. Kwa sababu Mheshimiwa ameongea kuhusu kwa sababu Mheshimiwa ameongea kuhusu maneno ya PA, na mliona party leader wake alikuwa hapa pia. Mimi pia nichukue nafasi kwa niaba ya wote broad based government. Nishukuru sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Alikuwa akifuatilia, tukiongea na yeye mara kwa mara, tukimupdate vile tunaendelea. Na tumwambie Mheshimiwa Rais kwamba sisi tumesema hapa tuko kwa broad base, na asante sana kwa support yako vile tulishirikiana kuweza kudeliver. Kama ungetoa candidate wako pengine Mheshimiwa Rais, tungelikuwa tulipigana hapo katikati, lakini vyama vyote PA ili withdraw candidate, UDA ikadraw candidate. Kwa hivyo namshukuru sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kuweza kusimama na sisi na kuweza kushirikiana. Nikiongeza hii campaign, ni washukuru pia wale makampena wote wa mashinani, wale vijana wetu mobilizers, wale agents, wale vikundi vya kina mama, vikundi vya kina baba ambazo tulishirikiana nao kuhakikisha kwamba tunashinda. Ili kuepatikane pia sauti ya ndugu zetu na dada zetu, nitaanza kwanza na Rueda tu sema neno moja, alafu nitamuita Amina tufunge. Msije mkasema we are gender insensitive.
Asante gavana. Mimi na mwanzo ningependa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu tumemaliza kwa salama. Pili nishukuru rais governors wetu wawili hawa kwa coordination yao mzuri ndio tukapata ushindi alhamdulillah.
And now UDA's David Ndakwa has won the Malava parliamentary by-elections in Kakamega County after receiving 21,564 votes. He defeated DAPK's Seth Panyako, who garnered 20,210 votes in a fiercely competitive race. The new MP has vowed to push for agricultural reforms, improved infrastructure and youth empowerment, saying that the people of Malava have entrusted him with a mandate for change and progress.
Has garnered 243 votes. Shivale Bruce Jason has garnered 390 votes. Job Burudi Manyasi has garnered 70 votes. Edgar Busiega Mwanga has garnered 209 votes. Benjamin Nalwa has garnered 215 votes. David Athman Ndakwa has garnered 21,564 votes. George Ngaira Oyugi has garnered 148 votes. Seth Ambusini Panyako has gathered 20,210 votes. Wilberforce Indai Tuvei has garnered 626 votes. I now declare Mr. David Athman Ndakwa as officially has been elected the official MP of Malava constituency. And in that connection, Mheshimiwa, kindly come forward and pick your certificate. You can hold it like this. You are officially elected the MP of Malava constituency. Thank you so much. God bless you. I want to give you an opportunity to say a word or two to your electorates, then we wind over.
Malava hoye! Malava hoye! Nataka kushukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa haya yote. Tumekuwa kwa campaign baada ya kumpoteza mjumbe wetu Mheshimiwa Malulu. Mungu aiweke roho yake mahali pema peponi, na tuko hapa wakati huu kwa sababu ya hiyo maneno ilitokea Malava. Mimi napenda kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwanza kwa haya yote, kutufikisha sisi wakati kama huu na tukamaliza vizuri. Pili, ningependa kumshukuru party leader wangu His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto kwa kunipatia nafasi kwa chama chake ili nikuwe mgombea wa kiti cha ubunge cha Malava. Napenda kushukuru watu wa Malava kwa kujitokeza na kutoa statement moja na kunipatia nafasi ili nipate kuongoza kwa hii sehemu ya Malava. Penda kupongeza familia yangu kwa nafasi yenye wamenipatia ili kutoka nje kutafuta uongozi wa
It is now 36 minutes into the hour, and the Friday Wave is taking a commercial break. And when we come back, we have more for you, including the Kejusta, which is pushing for greater autonomy in the junior secondary schools, citing gaps in the CBC system. And also in Migori County, youth groups expanded campaigns against the triple threat of teen pregnancies, new HIV infections, and SGBV. While in Kericho County, the leaders raised alarm over rising gender-based violence and child marriages. And meanwhile, in Bomet County, a Bomet court issued a stern warning against sexual offenses by sentencing 3 men to 35 years each of a viral video linked them to a rape incident in Chepalungo. This and more on the Friday Wave after the break. I am Chemutai Kirui and my director is Lucas Oma. Being healthy is a strive everybody longs for. Human beings will spend their time online searching remedies for conditions challenging them. Some will go to medical facilities seeking medical help, while others will use herbal means to keep their health hazards. I am Chemutai Kirui, and every week on Afya Yetu, we open the doors for life-changing conversations from wellness and nutrition, preventing diseases, managing chronic illnesses, and even mental health. We bring expert advice, real-life stories, and practical solutions that touch every part of your life. Join me, Chemutai Kirui, on DZTV Africa Afya Yetu Health Show every Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. and be part of the change.
Je, wajua kwamba mapishi si kazi tu ila ni sanaa? Njoo tujifunze mapishi mapya katika runinga ya Ndizi TV Africa. Hapa ndipo tunapika, tunajifunza, tunakula, tunasherehekea na kucheka kidogo. Ungana nami kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia mida ya saa 2 usiku katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Hapa ndipo tutakuwa tunapika vyakula mbalimbali ambavyo vitakuwa vinanukia kama vile mchuzi wa nyanya, tunapika kuku kitunguu, tunapika wet fry na vyakula vingi zaidi. Njoo tujifunze pamoja na tulete ubunifu jikoni katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Ungana nami Ronalfa katika kipindi cha Pishi Bora, tulete ubunifu jikoni.
Festive season, treat yourself at Canal Park Hotel, just 5 kilometers from Kisii town off Kisii Kilgoris Road. Enjoy luxury, comfort, and a 10% discount on all accommodation services. Book now and celebrate in style. Canal Park Hotel, the pride of Kisii.
Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake pads kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
Welcome back to our bulletin and thank you for staying with the Friday Wave. Now moving on, the Kenya Junior Secondary Teachers Association KJUSTA is once again calling for full administrative autonomy for junior secondary schools, arguing that both teachers and learners in JSS institutions have unique needs that require dedicated leadership structures. In a detailed statement, the association urged KUPPET, the Teacher Service Commission, the Ministry of Education and President William Ruto to work closely with JSS educators to address systemic and administrative gaps in the competency-based education curriculum, warning that failure to act risks compromising learning outcomes nationwide.
Education must be orderly, inclusive, and driven by policy.
No shortcuts.
Not shortcuts or abrupt pronouncements.
Yes. Sisi tunaomba kwamba fursa ambayo atapatiwa yule head teacher ama yule principal akuwe ni mtu ambaye amequalify kufundisha na pia ana qualify kuongoza. Na asikuwe ni mtu mmoja ambaye anaongoza ECD, primary na JSS. Akuwe mtu kando ili kukuwe na management of facilities, management of capitation kando.
Let it be
1 year.
As it was promised, as it is written on the paper, okay?
Yes.
So we just hope that the interns are going to be confirmed so that they enjoy working as a Kenyan teacher.
The junior school is at the level of exploration and it needs some resources. It needs also some support from all the stakeholders, and with autonomy, that one will be ensured.
Now, youth-led community organizations in Awendo sub-county, Migori County, have intensified campaigns against the triple threat of teenage pregnancies, new HIV infections, and sexual and gender-based violence. The groups operating as community-based organizations say that the rise in cases has been partly driven by the misuse of sugarcane plantations as hideouts for risky behavior. Advocates including Evelyn Oyar and Diana Ochieng say that they have already mentored 150 learners and aim to reach over 6,000 learners and parents across Migori County. Now, local authorities are urging parents to begin health education early to better equip children with knowledge and responsibility. DZTV's Lennox Odede has more in his report.
Children's rights stakeholders in Migori have been urged to increase awareness of the rights and welfare of children across the county. Speaking during the closing ceremony of the Children's Justice Service Month at Migori Teachers Training College, presiding judge Ann Ominjo of the Migori High Court noted that the initiative serves as a reminder of the justice system responsibility to safeguard children.
Remind ourselves about the duties that we have to the children, to sensitize members of the public and stakeholders about the rights of the child, and to make sure that we expedite matters that are involving children.
She pointed out that inadequate funding has contributed to violations of these rights, including the absence of a children's remand home in Migori County.
Our concern is lack of resources, which has made us not even to have a children's remand home in the county. The only one in South Nyanza is Manga Children's Remand Home. It is so far, and it makes us not to hear and determine the cases as soon as is required by the law, because when a child is in conflict with the law, their cases is supposed to be heard and determined within 6 months. But when they have to be taken all the way to Manga Children's Remand Home, then it means that sometimes they are not produced, or they are produced late when the witnesses have left.
She further observed that the lack of child protection unit in all police stations within the county remains a significant challenge. However, stakeholders are exploring ways to establish a child protection unit at Migori police station to ensure that children are kept safe and separated from adult offenders.
We are required to have child protection units in all the police stations, so that children are not mixed with the adult offenders or suspects. But we don't have any. The court users committees in this county are in the process of constructing child protection units at the Migori police station in partnership with other stakeholders, and particularly the county government and some donors.
Magistrate Naomi Wairimu, the head of station at the Migori court, stressed the importance of celebrating children and reaffirming their value in the society. She noted that many children are not aware of their rights and rely on adults to guide and empower them.
And to just remind them that they matter in this society and they're important. We are also here to give some awareness. We have been challenged that children do not know their rights. Children do not know they don't have much information about the law. So today we have agreed together with the teachers who are here that we will start a program. We started a program for the high schoolers, but we have realized that there is also a great need for that program to be extended to the primary schools. So we are going to be going to schools to just inform the children about their rights and also the Constitution, and to give them some general knowledge about what the law says about issues to do with children, and also generally informing them about the law.
Children's champion in Migori County also urged stakeholders and the community to protect children from all forms of violence, especially now that schools are closed.
Advocate for children's rights on education. We are calling upon the county government, the parents, the stakeholders, most of this closing period, that we take control onto our children, and more specifically, we report any form of gender-based violence to the respective order, so that the children which might be involved in any form of gender-based violence to have a legal process.
We have our paralegals in the community. They identified the cases of SGBV and gender-based violence. Then they refer to the police station. We work closely with the police department. We also work closely with the judiciary and the children's department.
Lennox Odede reporting for Ndizi TV Africa from Migori County.
Now, growing concern over rising cases of sexual and gender-based violence has intensified calls for action in Kericho County, which recorded 224 SGBV cases and 110 child marriages between January and March this year. Speaking during the launch of the 16 Days of Activism campaign in Kipkelion East, woman representative Beatrice Kemei urged communities to unite in confronting FGM, teenage pregnancies, and all forms of abuse. She warned that lack of awareness remains one of the main drivers of the crisis and called for stronger community outreach efforts.
Called to unite, raise awareness,
educate and confront this monster, which include teenage pregnancies and FGM. I want to call upon all our religious leaders to use their strong attitude and influence to speak against these ills in the society.
And in Bomet County, a court has sentenced 3 men to 35 years in prison each after they were found guilty of raping a woman in Chepalungu. Carlos Sigei, his brother Weldon Sigei, and Anderson Sigei were arrested in December 2023 after disturbing video circulated on social media showing them committing the offense. The court said that the sentence should serve as a strong warning against sexual violence and the exploitation of victims, particularly in cases amplified through digital platforms.
The 3 accused persons were found guilty of the offense of gang rape. What the offenders did to her was so inhuman. Their reports show that they still justify what they did, which means if they are not given a deterrent sentence, they can repeat to another person. Consequently, I hereby sentence them to serve 35 years imprisonment each, and the sentences will run from date of arrest, which is 11th April 2024, because they have been in custody of the.
Now that brings us to the end of our bulletin, the Friday Wave. Tonight, my name is Chemutai Kirui and my director has been Lucas Oma. Continue staying with Ndizi TV Africa for more informative news and for entertainment programs, and also stay up with us for our program, The Reggae Splash tonight. And also, until next time, have a good night and also a wonderful weekend ahead.